Good evening, people. This is Big Boss Calvin 83. It's been the last 2 weeks. I've been getting trolled like crazy in a long time. And it seems to me, and I always known this, is that heterosexual men, especially heterosexual men of color, opinions and feelings are not valued. A man's feelings and opinions and beliefs is not respected by society, especially by women. And it seems to me that a man's opinion, a man's feelings doesn't matter by women and by other so-called men. You know, basically you have a lot of these females and these pussy-lipped mangina simp-ass males who don't respect another man's opinion and feelings, especially when it comes down to what he sees and experiences on a constant basis, especially from women. It seems when a man talks about his plight, talks about his feelings, shares his opinions on what's going on in the world and what women are doing in the world and what other males are doing in the world, which a lot of these males are effeminate manginas. You know, society, this gynocentric society, wants to silence men like myself. Every time, how many times I gotta say it? Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Women are the choosers, and women choose the type of men they want to be with and have whatever type of relationship they want out of those particular men that they pick. It's not rocket science. And the fact that many people want to be in denial about men being forced to be alone, basically men who are living true forced loneliness. And when men talk about this, society slams them and slams men like myself who speak out against the evil wrongs of what women are doing and how other males have forsaken their manhood for female approval and acceptance and a chance to hopefully get some pussy from these man-hating feminist females. And if you're not a woman who's a feminist, if you're not a bitch, if you're not a whore, if you're not a slut, if you're not a dyke, if you're not a lesbian, if you're not a man-hater, if you're not sexist against men, then I'm not talking to you. And if you're a man who feels the way I feel, and if you're a man, you claim to be, some of you males, if you're not a mangina, if you're not a simp, if you're not a pussy beggar, then I'm not talking to you. But a lot of males have been raised by women, by single mothers. And that's the reason why a lot of men do not know how to be men. A lot of men don't want to check a woman when she's in the wrong, but another man will check another man, even if it doesn't matter if he's right or wrong, he still gets checked. Men have no problem checking a man when he's wrong, but when a man is right, he still gets checked and gets disrespected and emasculated by another man, or another man wants to beat him up just to get women to like him. And that's sickening. And a lot of men are afraid to hold women accountable and responsible for what they do, for their actions, for the choices that they make, and the type of males that they choose to lay down with and have kids by. especially. Men are not allowed to check a woman when she's out of pocket and put her back in the pocket. When a woman's wrong, you can't check her. She's always right, and that's dangerous. And this is why a lot of women think they can do whatever they want to do, and a lot of women think that they can't do no wrong, and they think they're perfect because society has given women the privilege to do whatever they want and don't have to be accountable for what they do, especially what they do to us men. And that's wrong. Let's just get started. I mean, the reason why I respond to comments like this a lot of times because I want to show people this is that the stuff that I deal with on YouTube, this is my reality. And once you become big on social media, and when people start noticing you and recognizing you, you get attacked, especially when you speak truth to power. This is what this fool said. Garage autumn mist. Garage autumn no mist. You know, I had dry spells, and not once did I feel I was forced on me or injustice. Okay, let me read that again. He says this so-called male told me in the comment section that I had dry spells, and not once did I feel it was forced on me or injustice. First of all, let me get this straight. Me talking about this is not about getting laid. It's not. True forced loneliness is not about getting laid. True forced loneliness is about addressing how both men and women who are perceived to be undesirables of society and labeled as undesirables in society are denied mates by the opposite sex. So you have women denying men a life because they're labeled as undesirables because they don't fit the list of women's high expectations and they can't live up to her standards of what she demands. And you have a few women who are suffering from loneliness, true forced loneliness as well, because since they don't look like the women in the airbrush magazine cover and don't look like these supermodels that's shown by the media in Hollywood especially, then chances are she's going to be by herself. But the difference is most guys have more of a heart than women do. Most men will accept a woman for who she is, no matter how flawed she is, especially in the looks department. But society always demonizes men to be shallow and visual creatures, and that's not true. You have a lot of women but society will never admit this, especially women, that they're very visual and they go by looks. They judge a man based on what kind of clothes he wears, his shoes, whether he has a car or not, what kind of car he drives, how much money he has in the bank, his status, what position he is in life in terms of having power in society. Women go by looks, status, fame, and money and power. And that's real. I mean, just because you don't experience loneliness from women and you've never been rejected by women on a constant basis, that doesn't mean that this problem does not exist in men. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell this dude. My response: when many women deny you as a man love and sex and companionship, you are forced to live alone. When women label you as a man as undesirable, wake up. And then he tries to use shaming language. So if you like a woman, should she just want you to? What I want to address is that a woman should take time to get to know a man and find out if there's compatibility in what they have in common and not have in common with, and then decide Right, and then she should decide if she wants to give this guy a time of day, not judge him on superficial bullshit. That's what I'm trying to say. But this fool proved my point. And I said to him, you proved my point. Women are the choosers when it comes to picking men for dates, sex, and relationships. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. I'm glad that you now get it. Then he responds like an emotional female. Why are you name calling? But the good side that I no longer have to pretend to be cordial and respectful. You never were cordial and respectful to me, fool. So on that note, genius, it's not about them being the gatekeepers. Yes, it is. It is about women being gatekeepers of sex and relationships. It's about them having the right to consent. So basically, he proved my point. Women are the choosers. If a homeless woman smelled like urine and baked old feet came and demanded sex with you, you wouldn't do it. So in case you are a gatekeeper of sex, you are exercising your right to consent. First of all, that's an extreme example, and there's not a lot of homeless women in America. There's not a lot of women who are living homeless on the streets. They get free housing. They get social services, okay? They get put into work. They get welfare, so to prevent them from being homeless. They get food stamps. Men don't get none of that stuff. And that extreme example is not a reality. And many women who are homeless have been raped by men regardless of their hygiene, regardless of how they looked, regardless if they had what they were wearing, raggedy clothes, or were they completely covered, or they just smell like shit. So basically, even if women prostitute themselves on the streets, they chose that. They chose that route, and they're still choosing allowing men to fuck them for money. So basically, I'm going to continue. Who you are demand anything from anyone? Who are you to demand anyone? I'm not demanding shit. He's just reaching. Who are you to demand anything from anyone? She shouldn't be able to. How about Jocelyn Winston? I don't give a damn who she is, so I don't know why you're bringing her up. You saying you date her if she asks? Let's say she's wherever your taste is, but you knew she was broke as a joke. You still gonna pick that person? First of all, man, another thing, men always going out with broke chicks. Men are always, I see men who got paper, who are making over $1 million, dating a chick from Walmart, working from Walmart, making $8,000 an hour. Some of these women are broke and poor, still living with their parents, living with her mama, have kids. Some of them have kids. Some of them don't even have a car, and they're still getting men. They still have their pick. That's female privilege. That's why I say women are the choosers and the gatekeepers of sex. And women have all the choice and all the say-so, and they're on the pedestal. Women don't have to bring nothing to the table to get a man. She gotta just look pretty, and that's it. Men have to gotta be good looking, better be good looking, gotta have a job, gotta have a car, gotta have a crib, and he gotta have money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be popular, and gotta have all these friends, these big time people for women to take him seriously. And you gotta have other women after him. Most women will go for guys who have women chasing them, and that's a fact. And then he says, I'm gonna just say, What did you say off the bat that a man who doesn't agree with you needs to be a man gender or effeminate? What would happen to if a straight man sat and read the history and theory written by women that are irrefutable, and they write and say makes sense? This means they're effeminate mangianas. I don't even know what he says. So basically, I'm going to try to. This man needs to know how to type. Typing class. Needs to finish school. What history are you talking about? What theory? I mean, why are you going by what women say? You should go by what another man says, who been there, who had success with women and who had failed at getting women, who had successes and failures with women. You know, been on both sides of the spectrum. That's the best. That's the best man that you should look into. That's the best man that you need to listen to. And then this simp is another troll. So this is another troll, y'all. Dwayne Taylor. He just can't handle opposing viewpoints, man. No, first of all, why is he butting in? I noticed he didn't comment on my video. So basically, he's been stalking me the whole time. He's been following my videos in my YouTube channel for a long time to know that I don't play with BS. I don't have a problem. If a man wants, I can disagree with anybody. Just as long as you tell me, hey, this is why I disagree with you, and here's why. If you can't present that reason, but you start speaking out in bullshit, basically hurling insults, basically being in denial, basically regurgitating bullshit that you got from school, like biology, evolution, basically what you've read and watched in the media. Basically, you've been brainwashed to be a sheep. If you spewing out talking points from what you've been programmed from the powers that be, especially eugenics, I'm not going to listen to you. If you are a guy or a woman and you deny what I'm saying, but you have nothing to refute it with, but you are condescending and rude and hurl insults, and you make assumptions about me and criticize me when you know nothing about me personally, and that's what I have a problem with this format of social media. People like to make assumptions, but they don't know you personally. They don't know what you've been through in life. They don't know how your situation was when you were born, how you grew up, what you experienced and not experienced in life. So they can't relate to you. And what I'm saying is, I speak truth to power. I speak based on facts, and when I present the facts, I'm not going to debate with you, go back and forth with you because you don't like the facts. Just because you don't like the facts, just because you don't like the truth of what I'm saying and what I present to you, that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Your feelings do not change the truth. You cannot reject the truth and say, oh, it's just my opinion, when I'm speaking out truth and facts. And then you have a lot of other people who feel the same way I do, different experiences, but we come up with the same conclusion. We never talked about this. We just one day just relate. We can relate to each other based on, because we got the same observation. So when we present the truth, when someone presents you the truth and the facts and they can back it up and prove it, you just can't reject it because based on the way you feel. Your feelings do not change the proof, and that's a problem for a lot of you males. Y'all have been raised by females, and y'all act like females. Y'all can't have a civil debate. And the only reason why I will call you out your name and saying you're an idiot, because you are an idiot. I call a spade a spade. I do not sugarcoat it. I do not play. You either come right and come correct, or don't come at me at all. And if you do come at me with stupid bullshit, I'm going to reject you and block you and blast and ban you from my channel. And I mean, the problem is a lot of these males have guilt. They want to be with a woman so damn bad that they will forsake their manhood and be in denial of this truth, how wrong and evil and treacherous most women are. They will excuse a woman's bad behavior and reward her bad behavior, and hopefully get a chance to smell the pussy, hopefully get a chance to get laid. And that's wrong. You don't throw another man underneath the bus just so you can get some from a chick. Women don't do that. Women will never throw another woman underneath the bus. A woman will never forsake her womanhood just to get a man to like her. Women know their worth like that. The problem was men, we're not allowed to know our worth. If a lot of you guys took the time to know your worth, and that's another video, to know your worth and know that you deserve the best, regardless of who you are. I don't care if you're making $8 an hour at McDonald's as a cashier. You are still valued. You are still a valuable human being. You have the right to have a woman in your life. You have the right to have the best in life, the best things in life. You deserve love and companionship, love and sex. You have women who are working at Walmart making less than $8 an hour, and they still get men. I'm talking about on point dudes. These guys got Jaguars, Mercedes-Benz, Lamborghinis, Aston Martins, got a house on the hill, big ass mansions, got houses, big time houses that cost over $1 million. These guys got expensive name brand clothes, $2,000 suits, and they're getting women working, and these women don't have to do much. They're working at like making less than $8 an hour out of Walmart, and they're still getting these men. And some of them are not even good looking, but they're getting these top quality men. But with men, with us, it's like we can't do what women do. And unfortunately, if you're a guy and you working at Walmart making $8 an hour, and you want a supermodel, she just ain't gonna give you the time of day, and that's not right. It shouldn't matter. All that matters is should be your heart, what you know, your intelligence, your morals and integrity. And if you have something in common with that person, your personality, your communication with that person, that's all that should matter. You know what I'm saying? All that other superficial bullshit does not matter, y'all. We need to go back to the basics. Before money came into the equation, before the brainwashing of eugenics, of being told to go by looks, to judge a person based on their social status, based on other shallow, superficial bullshit, we would always judge a person based on their heart, their character, their morals, their intelligence, what kind of integrity that they have, their personality. Right? We had something in common with each other based on communication, based on personality traits. And it's sad that people don't want to change. People just want to be like Hitler and practice your eugenics in the dating and relationship scene. And the thing is, women are on their pedestal, and they got all the choice and all the say so. And the problem, and the fact, when I tell men this, they want to be in denial of it. And I'm really sick and tired of women gassing these men's heads up, these males' heads up, and saying, "Oh, you're the chooser, man. You pick the women. You pick the women you want." And that's a lie, women. Y'all the choosers. Y'all the gatekeepers of sex. You decide which man gets to have sex, which man gets to have a relationship, and you decide which man that you want to have you allow that particular man that you pick to reproduce and have offspring. Men don't have a choice. Y'all have the choice. And guys, we just gotta accept the truth and the solution is to address it. Is to have a dialogue and call this bullshit out. Suffering in silence and suffering in silence just to put a smile on a woman's face ain't gonna get you nowhere. I'm not gonna burn just to put a smile on somebody's face. I'm not going to suffer in silence just to make somebody comfortable and happy. Fuck their comfort. If I'm not comfortable, you can't be comfortable either. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I got to say. Y'all have a good night. I'm out. Peace.